missus? Who are you? Ah, dear. Bailiff's missus.
I beg your pardon?
Bailiff's missus.
Yeah? What's it?
Where was she? Okay. We've had a court order, missus.
For who? I want to see the thing you got.
Oh, you have to speak to Mr. Milton about that.
Well, you tell Mr. Milton to get here now.
Well, he's around somewhere. He's been in the betting shop, that's all. He'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, yes, you get in there.
Well, I'll just...
I'll tell you something. You have got something.
I'll put it in here. From the court. Thank you very much. I know it's not very pleasant, this, missus, but we have a job to do.
I know what this is about, a car that we
Is
have
it?
never ever owned. I have phoned Drake, the bailiff who took over this before.
It's our chief bailiff.
Mrs. Cook.
No, I am not Mrs. Cook. I am Mrs. Aldous.
Mrs. Aldous,
Yes,
where?
this is my house.
This is your house.
You want my driving license?
Just a minute, just a minute.
Just a minute.
Just a minute. Mrs. Cook. No,
I am not Mrs. Cook. I am Mrs. Aldous.
Does Mr.
I have phoned Drake the bailiff. I have phoned all the cooks. What this is to do with? It's been going on for 2 years. I've been to see a solicitor.
Just a minute, calm down, calm down.
I am not very calm at all. I can't have someone else on my front door. I have never been Mrs. Cook, and Mr. Cook has never ever lived here.
Yeah.
And if you find out from the cooks, you'll find out
It's immaterial to us. It's no use getting at me, missus. I've been given this to...
What have you got to into my house without me being here?
We do have...
Move all my property.
We do have the right. You were sent a letter about this.
I was sent a load of letters I've been London, Gravesend, Medway.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Cook's house. He has never lived here, and I am sick to death of it.
I understand, I understand your
Will you tell him
situation.
to stop putting my furniture in
Well-
your van?
Whether you're Mr. Cook or not is immaterial.
You have no right
We
to
have a
remove
warrant.
property from the house that isn't Mr. Cook's.
Well, we have got the authority to remove these goods in connection with these parking
But
offences.
they are
which-
not
which
Mr. Cook's. It isn't Mr. Cook's property. It is my property.
But the car, I believe, JYK1K, is registered to this property.
It is not registered to this property. It's registered to somebody in Sittingbourne.
That's your car,
That
is
is
it?
my car, yes.
Right.
Would you like to check the registration number of it?
This thing's been going on for so long. There are 11 outstanding warrants. And the thing is building up now, because what we've got is the
I
parking
don't
fine of
care. It
£18.
has nothing to do with me.
Well, we've got £18 and there's a £15 bailiff's fee.
Will you
There's
tell him to stop putting
£2.25.
my furniture in the van?
We have to take it now. If
You are not taking it.
If it's perhaps we'll get it back before the auction.
You are joking, aren't
This one here.
Wait a minute, please.
He seems to have got... Is it jam, Malcolm?
I'm going to give it a whack with a crowbar in a minute.
Wait a
I'll have to whack it with a crowbar, that's
Go,
jam.
wait,
Mrs. Aldous, look, if you could just come and sort this out with me, perhaps we might be able to sort some arrangement out.
I have told you, I am not Mrs. Cook, Mr. Cook.
Right, okay, I understand you're not Mrs. Cook or Mr. Cook.
Down to the courts about this.
Now we're bringing back the car that's caused all the trouble. The very car she doesn't own.
No right.
Now, these chairs, how long have you had them? 2 years.
Well, honey, I'm from the Metropolitan Police.
They're removing my property.
Oh, well, that's nothing to do with me. Well, I just brought a car back, that's all. I brought a car back. I've just got to deliver the car up and collect the outstanding fee of £283.
It's not my car. It's never been my car. It's never been my husband's car.
Well, that's not my problem.
It's not my car. You can do what you like with it. You can leave it there.
But you live here,
get
do you?
money from me, and it isn't my car.
Well, I'll take a cheque if you haven't got the cash. Well, it's not mine. Well, the thing's not have upset you, you know. I mean, I've just brought the car
How
back.
would you feel?
Hey?
How would you feel?
Well, I'm just doing the job of delivering cars back to
You
people.
live in a car, but it's
I have
not you can leave it up the road.
I've delivered it, haven't I? All right.
So would you, Mrs. Aldous?
What?
Would you say Remember how
how she parked the car, or meet our traffic warden.
Oh, right, well, I'm sorry, but you know it's...
Just don't put another parking ticket on it.
Well, you know it's illegally parked.
Mrs. Aldous.
Saul, don't remove stuff. Saul.
Mrs. Aldous, you've been a bit unreasonable about this. I'm trying to help you here.
What do you think is reasonable about coming home and finding my house on my front garden?
Well, it's
I don't
not
think that's
fault,
very
is it?
reasonable, is it? It certainly isn't mine.
Yeah?
Aldous, I've had to issue you with a ticket for the van on a...
Had to...
Yes, well, when I get that, I should say that you told me not to move the thing.
I don't know.
If we could get this stuff out, we'll probably find it.
Well, get it out!
Can you manage that?
It's not a very good time, like, but I would like to... Well, if I did, I'd have to bring it back.
Can we get the neighbours gossiping?
Shut up now.
Can we get this van unloaded and then probably we'll find your phone at the back of it somewhere? Well, I guess it's in the van somewhere.
It's a policeman now.
You
Let
sure?
him sort it out, Saul.
Aha, it's Sergeant Beadle to investigate this little disturbance.
Oh, hey, will you just go away? I've never driven the car.
What do you mean if I tell you away?
Right, what's going on here, please?
Hey?
What's going on here?
I'll sort that out.
Excuse me, whose house is this?
Mine.
Will you come here, please?
You
Would you stand up? What's the problem?
It's not to do with me. It's to do with this lady.
Can you just explain it to me, can't you? I understand. Would you please, we've had complaints.
Well, you have 2 years to get his parking fine for this car here. That has been parked on very few roads in London, apparently. I have said, first of all, started sending them back, saying that the car didn't belong to us, it never had belonged to us. Then we got a summons from one of the courts, and again, I wrote to them and said that it wasn't our car. Then it went to Dartford Magistrates Court, and the same thing happened. They wanted the money for the payment of the fines. I explained that the car had never been ours, we'd never owned it, and Mr. Cook has never lived here.
I see.
Well, the lady was basically saying that they were going to see the food upstairs, so I went to see and I've got a letter somewhere stating to that effect, and I can't find it. Bailiffs or whatever, and they're trying to get in touch with the magistrates court at Chatham now because they've issued the warrant for seizure of my
Right, well, what I think we need to do is just
They're
to...
at lunch at the moment.
Who's that? Right, okay. So I think what we need to do is to just wait until after lunch. Once we've done that, we can establish precisely what we're doing.